Hey there everybody, and welcome back to season 10, where we are still going to be doing a bit of logging work and finishing a bridge or two, starting with the drilling station bridge. So I have swapped up the Kenworth to a medium logging frame wired. So I will explain the rest of what we're doing while we're heading down the hill back towards the town, and then go on to what we'll be doing after this. So we're going to take on a couple of missions where we will be needing to unlock some warehouses. So nothing too complicated, just grabbing a few bits of cargo from various points on the map and just bringing them all into the southern part of the town or city, whatever you want to call it, and to the railway station where our garage is. So there are, I think overall there are 3 missions to unlock warehouse access. There might be 2. But yeah, nothing too complex. I might switch up from using this just to use, let you watch a different truck. Maybe pull out the dairy special, because we're still needing essentially like 3 cargo slots. And, the dairy special is pretty nice. So while I get on with this, I'll catch up with you when I'm a bit closer to the drilling station bridge delivery. As you know, we've seen this part of the route before. As we make our way up this hill for the first time in a truck rather than just a scout. Although this bit is particularly awful as we just try and navigate it. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know how they've meant to build this road, but now the rock outcropping is just in the road. It doesn't really make any sense as to why there are rocks in the road. There are no cliffs nearby, so they just crap at building roads around here. I'm like, oh no, a rock outcrop. We didn't see that coming. It makes no sense. Like a lot of things in Snowrunner, it just makes no goddamn sense. This road should be a fairly substantial test now, because it's very undulated, it's a lot of uphill, and it is mud. Notice that I still haven't put the official mud tires on the truck. These are still just the stock 71-inch tires. Although we have got a rock ahead now, a rock outcropping, which is always a pain no matter what tires you have, when it really shouldn't be. But you can see how hard the truck is working, because we're at a steady sort of 24 liters per minute in fuel. So the truck is really having to work hard. But we're getting there. And logs are one of the heaviest cargoes. Plus we've got the crane. Once we crest this, I'll double check what our power to weight ratio is listed. A-, so still not terrible. But it looks like we've got through the toughest part. And I have just realized there is another clearance job. It's not urgent because I'm pretty sure we can still get by it. But it's after the rock slide, where we need some logs in order to build a tiny crossing point. I think we'll be okay. Right, oh, we can get some high gear action up on this road. Like I say, I am really enjoying this truck. I think a lot of people have written it off far too quickly without actually giving it a proper go. So they've driven it for 10 minutes and then thought, oh, I can't get up a hill, or it's really slow, and then like, oh, I don't play with that. But genuinely, it's so capable. I mean, my little reviews, they might only be short, but they do come off the back of at least 2-3 hours of solid driving of the truck in different configurations to go. That's how I come to my conclusions. And since the review, I've driven it for another, what, 2 hours? And yeah, it just further cements that it is a very good truck. Yeah, this has definitely been probably the most taxing task for this truck so far, just given the terrain that it's had to drive across. With the cargo, obviously you've got the high center of gravity, you've got the muddy and rocky conditions, you've got maybe a little bit of limited power, but I've been driving it in low plus for quite a lot of the second half of this journey, and it's done just fine. I'll be interested to see how it handles more high saddle stuff. Oh yeah, there's the Ford. They just kind of abandoned it there. Oh, my Ford is in the way. That's what that extra box was for. Oh, that does create quite a nice bridge. Okay, so the next contract we're going to take on is Urban Industry, which is a very simple one, really. There's 2 consumables for the farm and 1 load of wooden planks from Sawmill. Am I going to get up here without scraping the nose? No. But I thought I'd pull out the Azov 7 because it's been a long time since I've rocked around in this thing, and I do really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite trucks in the game. I think mostly because it's 10-wheel drive, and there's not much that stops it bar a sudden incline. So it'll be nice to take it out for a spin once again. Alright, it will be interesting to see how the Azov 7 handles the area around the farm, given it's quite dippy, there's quite a bit of water. The active suspension has been engaged, and the ride height is slightly elevated. But, I mean, 10-wheel drive really shouldn't be a problem. As we... oh yeah, no, cross that first bit, no worries. Also, yeah, the turning circle, because it's 6-wheel steer, turning circle is just sublime. No issues, no worries, no bother. Stellar. Right, so we'll just head on to the sawmill. We have to backtrack a little bit. So see you at the sawmill. Here we are at the sawmill, where it's a bit more lumpy. What the? I'm sure there was a mod out there I need to install where it basically stops the camera from flipping out like that, and just allows it to be unobstructed, and if necessary just pass through the objects. Because in some areas that they've really not considered the way the camera behaves, as it just freaks around or goes top down, or it goes top down and flips off. Oh, it's a bit of a bump. Bloody logs. Look at that though. I've driven to the farm and then to the sawmill, and I still haven't even used 50 liters of fuel. It's just, yeah, it really just is a delight to basically drive this thing. There we go. Put in a high for the hills. What the H stands for, right? For hill mode. So this will open up a local warehouse. I'm not sure what's in it actually. I mean, if it's concrete slabs, right, that'll save you having to go all the way across the map, and it's much easier to achieve. All right, so coming into here now, to past the generator. What is that going to be used for? Maybe, hopefully it's just a mission specific thing, like just take it here. But, right, what do we get? Oh, large pipe. Cargo container, small pipes. Ah, okay. I mean, cargo containers we've needed. Look, see, it's so annoying. Because the crane, the camera just freaks. Sorry. The next one I want to do is this railway station. Oh, that's handy. So we've just opened a warehouse that has cargo containers in it. So instead of having to go here for cargo containers, now don't have to. But I still need to go up here for concrete slab. So, oh, we need to go back to the sawmill. Right, so I'm going to run back to the sawmill and then I will meet you back here where we'll pick up the cargo container. Right, so we have our cargo container and our wooden plank. Loaded a bit funny. Ideally, you'd have the cargo container just behind the cabin, but can't really specify where you put cargo when you roll it. I'm going to first person this down here because I bet the nose is going to catch on the ground. Oh, I think it did slightly, but technically, I think one of the drive links, the short one, actually changed the length because of the axle move, which is a bit peculiar. Right, where is this exactly? I have to jump the train line. Not that, you know, not that anything's coming. I imagine this cross with Derail Valley. Wouldn't that be something? All right, let's bang these in here. Which leaves one concreto slab. I know what I'm going to use for that. An old community favorite. Get it some use. Are we going to get some air? Oh, a little bit. I'll get this decorated up. You didn't see anything. Oh, it actually included the damage. So I'll get this decorated up and I'll rejoin you when I've got the slab loaded up. All right, we're loaded up. So let's get this back to the railway station. Once again, I'm just accidentally slamming the truck into neutral. I mean, getting here was pretty straightforward. There was only one area that really slowed me down, which, I mean, you'll see quite soon. And it'll slow me down more. It's the cargo now. But we're at B plus power to weight now. So the little loading crane normally reduces power to weight by 1. So if you're A plus, it will go down to A. But for this truck, it actually reduces it by 2 points. So it would take this truck from A plus to A minus. So I took this out the garage. I think, yeah, we're B plus there. We unpack. We're A plus. And that concrete slab takes us to B plus. So we're down 3 points. So had we had the crane, we'd be at B minus right now for power to weight. I think this is just about... I might need the winch just to give us a bit of movement, because we did struggle to come through here the other way without any cargo. Yeah, the winch didn't initially actually do anything. Need to get away from that boulder. No, that's still... Oh yeah, we're still down in the dump there. Get over that. Now we should be okay. And there we go. We're back in the high gear. We'll probably turn all-wheel drive off, because the majority of this road is a dirt road. We might be able to just skip through that with a dash all-wheel drive. I'm taking a pretty big risk going about at this speed, but I mean, every time you play Snowrunner, it should be a learning experience, what works and what doesn't. Because you don't, I mean, nobody can notice everything straight away. Because, you know, the loading crane affects the map. Well, it affects all of us. But you know, you've got to be careful with certain trucks that you don't actually run the loading crane unless you absolutely have to, because it will dampen your power, which is really not what you want. And then you'll get, you know, people complain that, oh, it's underpowered, it can't do this, it can't do that. So, well, actually, if you take off the crane and you take off the roof rack, it's perfectly fine. Because again, for the Mac, you know, the loading crane will reduce your power to weight ratio, but so will the roof rack. So that's two to 3 points you're losing there on stuff that isn't actually that heavy, but is just sapping your power unnecessarily. So yeah, it's just one to always be aware of. What I mean, I'm just thinking back now to like my hard mode stuff and even the Ford series, where, you know, I had one flatbed Ford that had, it always had the crane on it, and then I noticed the difference in performance between that and the Ford that just had a saddle, because I don't think the flatbed actually changes the performance, just the crane, even though the flatbed takes up more space and is probably about the same weight, but it does make a huge difference to the vehicle. Right, am I going to get up here in one go with this gullified road? Hopefully we do. Keep it a bit left. Yeah. Springy suspensions. Boing. And then before we know it, we're back into town. Yeah, so maybe think twice about having a crane installed, be it on, you know, be it the blue loading crane, the little blue one, or the little yellow one. Obviously, the bigger ones have massive performance impact on vehicles. The super heavy crane absolutely destroys the power to weight ratio, like the Azov 7, the Derry 963. You know, it's rough. Right, so head across here. I don't mind spending the money on the thing. I mean, the money we're getting from the contract more than paid for the ferry crossing. But I imagine with these missions that we've completed here, that we will have unlocked quite a few bits and pieces to do. One probably involving pipe repairs near the drilling area, and whatever this does, I imagine there's going to be a cutscene now. Yeah, 13,000. What are we at? Payments received exceeds distance traveled on 1,000 per 1,000 basis. We're already 29% away. Okay, so our next port of call is 2 tasks that are in this area. One, which is this one, an inexperienced driver, where we have to tow the Ford CLT 9000 back to the northern town area. Which might be, oh no, okay, we got moving in the end. And there's also, we can just see it through the trees, there's a fuel trailer that also needs to be taken back to town. Their destinations are fairly close together, so I thought, you know, old 2 for 1. What I'll try and do is hitch to the fuel trailer and then tow the Ford behind, though given the rough terrain and then it being quite a long vehicle, that might not work as intended. But you know, we'll give it a go. At least the Ford works. They can try and put some effort into actually moving. So we're just gonna wriggle along here, and I've gone with the lightest bandit possible to keep the power to weight up. Plus there are a couple of trailers nearby. You know, we might buy a larger trailer, or some of the, because some of the cargo missions are going to require a 5-slot trailer, like there is a mission that requires you to shift the drill that I don't think has been a mission component since Michigan. Nope, there we go. Right. So yeah, that, I mean, that's a 5-slot cargo. So we'll just get this into position. I'll also use some of the fuel out of it because I can. Come on now. Oh, attached trailer. Or refuel. Because there are a couple of other tasks and whatnot that do require a truck just in this northern part of the map. I kind of want the fuel trail. Oh yeah, fuel trail. Crap, winch points. No, don't just fall over. Right, I think that should be close. No, it's... Oh, actually, yeah, it should be close enough. But because for some reason the tanker doesn't have a winch point on the back, yeah, this isn't really going to work. See, it's winching it into the mud for whatever reason. Right, so it's, yeah, so it's going to have to be... I wish they'd fix that. Like, why can't you winch off the back of it? It would be this first, I guess, even though the available task is an experienced driver. But yeah, I think I might struggle to see through this bit. I think even with the Ford on its own, it might struggle through there. Given that this is really just for pulling things along, not being a weight that that will just drag things no matter what. Given that the Bandit is so lightweight. And that's what is it? The lore behind it is that the front section, like the cabin, is part of an old bus. Obviously an 8x8 chassis, and then a ridiculous huge engine, and the vehicle is used by geological survey crews across like northern Russia, which is pretty badass. So we'll run this back because I think this has to go to the fuel station, but I think I will keep it nearby. No. I'll just hand it in. It's fine. If I need fuel, I can just pick up a free trailer. So this, I believe, is going to the fuel station on the other side of the river. Might as well swap that out. Fuel for vehicles. Yeah. And the I mean, the drive from the garage to here really took a lot of damage out on this, but luckily, you know, I just popped into the service center and everything gets fixed up in a jiffy. Because while it is, well, speed makes you fragile in this game, unfortunately. Especially with something like this. And, oh, we've missed it. Oh, I think that car saved us, actually. That was a moment and a half. I wonder if that was because of the rain or just because I was basically carrying too much weight down the hill. Just before I deliver it, I will pinch another bit of fuel out because I do actually have to pay for fuel, weirdly. I don't know how I've accidentally set that. But, you know, that's easy enough. All right. I will be back in the swamp in just a moment. All right, we're back in the swamp, so we don't see Shrek. Can I get this? Yes, on the front bumper. Go away from the tree so we can actually get around the corner. Might be a lot of this back and forward. The Ford is a lot heavier than the Bandit, that is for sure. But the Bandit's going to try its best. Yeah, bit worried about this fitting. Oh, luckily the Ford gets through there like a glove. It's a bit more narrow. Can I risk high gear? Although I'm not really going to get much opportunity to use it. I'm spraying brown water everywhere. Well, this will be done in a jiffy then. The locals will be very happy with progress. Although probably not when I do things like this and get their nice trucks all painted brown. You see, the Ford is trying. The autonomous being that drives the winched vehicles. Oopsie daisies. Well, it's going to repair service anyway. Look at me, just wheel spinning. Right. To be fair, I probably could have. Had I had the ability to drive the Ford, I think I could have got it out of there in one piece. Alright, I'll take a cheeky right. Eventually? Wow. A bit of easy money to pay for the ferry crossings. That's what this is. And then I think there's one more. At least off the top of my head, there's one more straightforward job we can do. Although I think it is technically a contract. But there's no, well, I don't see why it wouldn't have just been a task instead. There we go. That wheel spin finish. Well, we overcooked the approach into the turn again. Something on the back really does make a difference there, even if there's nothing in it. Right, yeah, so we're going to take on Short Circuit, which is another contract, but it is just to deliver 2 service spare parts in a fairly proximal area. I've noticed that one of the missions has an inaccurate descriptor in that you're required to move 4 wooden planks, yet it says you need a log crane, which I would be very surprised at, given that the logging crane obviously can't lift regular cargo. Well, this should be fairly straightforward, in theory. Although I might need to top up my fuel bits just on the way out there, because we've got about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes running time in the fuel tank left. All right, so we're back in this area again, and I think this is to just move some of the posts out of the way. Because some of them are on the ground. And if that is the case, that is pretty helpful. And just take time getting the trailer out of there. I don't know, it does just seem quite straightforward. Almost like it's a trap. Okay, oh well, there's going to be quite a bit of crawling. Oh, I wonder if... see, even the formatting is not consistent on some of these missions now. Does that... Oh, okay, maybe it is re-erected upon completion. Oh, but the formatting has changed. So they deliver to... Oh no, that was the second part. Nothing's changed. Alright, how's this dunk gonna go? Oh, much better than the Kenworth actually, coming off that ledge. And the last pole here. Pop. Oh, it does put them back up so they're no longer in the way. Which is grand old stuff. So in a very short time we've made, well, it'd be more than 70,250 because I've spent money on 5 or 6 ferry crossings. So with that done, we've knocked a couple of the tasks off and we've done in total 3 or 5 contracts now. So we're moving on nicely. That has actually unlocked another contract. Oh, it's to do the same thing. But to do it here and here, but you need to get across the temporary measures area. So yeah, stuff like that will come next time. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. I've been Deck, and this has been Snowrunner with the British Columbia update, and have a great day.